Evet, katılımcılarımızın gelmesini bekliyoruz. Evet, merhabalar herkese. Hepiniz IEFT Talks webinarlarına hoş geldiniz. Bugün Dünya sıralamasında ilk 35'te olan King's College London'dan Dolan bizlerle olacak. Lütfen sormak istediğiniz tüm soruları soru cevap bölümünden yönlendiriniz. Yes, Dolan, the stage is yours now.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Dolan, and I look after some of the countries in Africa, Middle East, as well as India. And my job is to interact with a whole bunch of students and parents and guidance counselors to tell them a little more about King's College London. So in this seminar, I will introduce you to King's and take you through some of the courses, entry criteria, maybe some scholarship information and any other related information, right? Of course, I will try to be as brief as possible because there's a lot to cover. So without much ado, let's get started. Right. So, you know, when I talk about King's, I really feel proud when our students and, you know, and our alumni, they tell us that they chose King's because the King's degree is like a badge of honor. You know, it's a brand for them. Now, this brand, this reputation and prestige has been strengthened over a long period of time. So King's was founded in 1829. So that's, you know, almost 200 years prior. And because we were founded by the King, we were called King's College London. So we are the fourth oldest university in England, and we were the founding college of University of London. So we came before University of London did. Now we have produced about 14 Nobel laureates so far, quite a list of inventors and discoverers. And of course, not everybody gets a Nobel Prize. So, however, so many of them have made life-changing impact on humanity. So if you think of Rosalind Franklin, she discovered the structure of the DNA, and that happened at Strand campus of King's College London, where she first saw the photograph of the structure of the DNA. And if you think of James Clerk Maxwell, well, he invented the Maxwell's equations of electromagnetism at King's College London again. Now, why is this important? Because Maxwell's equations underpin everything digital. So no Maxwell, no internet, as simple as that. And again, if you think of Daniel, he discovered the first constant current battery. Now, no Daniel, no smartphone. So I joke and say that maybe, you know, modern life wouldn't have been possible without the contribution of the scholars from King's College London. So the good thing is that, you know, the students at King's can get involved in these groundbreaking research that is happening by what we call the research fellowship projects, right? And we'll talk about that a little later in the slides. And if we talk about rankings, I know some of the students are keen on, you know, where we stand globally or nationally. So globally, we are top 35 in the world. In the UK, we are top 6. In London, we are top 3. This is mainly based on the Times Higher Education rankings. And in the QS World University rankings, we are 37th in the world. These are the latest rankings. Now, over the years, King's has grown, and now we have about 33,000, more than 33,000 students from 185 different countries, including more than 1,000 students from the Middle East region, and there is about more than 300 students from Turkey. And we are spread over 5 campuses in central London, which I will just show you straight away. So this is where King's is located, right in the heart of London. It is, I would say, one of the best located universities in the world. Why? Because at King's, all the resources and all the opportunities are right at the doorstep of students. So that makes it a really, really useful location to be in, because when you're an international student, you would it really works if you have everything close to you, right? And London also is, of course, a brilliant city. It has been voted the #1 student city for quite a few years now. So in this graphic, you can see that there are some red boxes. And the red boxes are King's campuses and our libraries and hospitals and so on and so forth. We have 5 campuses and 4 hospitals. And although in the picture, the campuses are looking so spread out, they are not so spread out. Let's say from #1 and #2 are kind of opposite to each other. And if you look at the distance between #1 and #10, it is about 10 minutes walking distance. Okay, so this is all central London. London in the picture. And if you see the purple boxes, they are institutions of importance. So you can get a sense that we are literally surrounded by everything that's important, everything that is best in London for the world to see. So, and because of the location and prestige of King's, we have many important connections. So there is something special on offer for every subject. So whether you're studying management, or you're studying law, or maybe media and culture, or biomedical sciences, we have a large number of connections within that space and beyond for each and every subject. Now, let me give you a very short 5-second tour of the campuses. Now, this is the Strand campus, where arts and humanities, the law school, engineering department, the social science and public policy faculty is located. And this is our biggest campus. Then we have the Bush House, which is our business school. And there are some other courses also taught here. This is again right in the heart of London, and very close to the finance hubs of central London. This was the office of the BBC in London. The BBC moved out, and and we are there now, right? This is the Waterloo campus. Waterloo campus, if you remember, it was number 10 in the graphic. So from Strand to Waterloo was just about 10-12 minutes walking. So here again, there are some courses taught from Faculty of Social Science and Public Policy, or Life Sciences and Medicine, and others. Now, this is the Guy's campus, which is our medical campus, where we teach life sciences, medicine, the dental institute is there, and various other medical subjects are taught here. And we have the St. Thomas's campus, which is another teaching hospital. Mainly medical, dental courses are taught here, as well as nursing. We have the Denmark Hill campus. This is the psychology, psychiatry, and neuroscience campus. Again, this also has proximity to the Maudsley Mental Health Hospital, which makes this institute, really world famous. Right, and this is the Mon Library. So this is one of our libraries. This is our biggest library. It is quite a famous library. We have students from other universities also coming to this library for their resources. And this is, it's a treasure trove of resources. If you want to excel in your academics, King's has possibly some of the best resources in the world to enable you to do that. So if we go to the courses that we offer, well, let's start from foundation. So foundation is something that is a one-year program that that we offer to degrees that, to qualifications that are not recognized for direct year one entry. So let's say the national curriculum of Turkey, or the American diploma at the standard 12 level is not accepted for direct year one entry. So they have to go through the foundation route, right? So, well, you can see that we offer 9 pathways. So the pathways to study medicine would be a biology and chemistry foundation. To study law would be global politics and social science. Business management, you can study business management and social science pathway. To study business management and international management. And then if you want to study any economics or maths-based kind of pathway, then you have to choose the economics and maths pathway. Yeah. So these are the pathways that are on offer currently. So this foundation year is essentially to ensure that you learn in a way where you will not only progress on to the degree courses, but also do well in your degree courses. Okay, so we offer different kind of pathways. The structure is, there are options in the structure as well. So there are 4 different types on offer. There's the extended international foundation program, or the blended extended international foundation program, the international foundation program, and the blended international foundation program. So extended essentially means that the first 5 weeks of intensive English language is online only, and blended is where the term 1 is online and you arrive on campus in January for term 2. Okay, so there are various options on offer to make it as useful and easy for the students as possible. Now, we also have pre-sessional English. We offer both on-campus and online pre-sessional English, depending on how much lower the English test grades are. We offer 6 weeks, 11 weeks, and even 16 weeks. For example, we require the English language test in order to study at King's. Now, if you have a 0.5 lower in your IELTS, then the students would need to do a 6-week one. So where we ask for 7 overall, a 6.5 in each subsection. If you get a 6.5 overall, then you will have to do the 6-week one, okay? And similarly, if it's 1 point lower, then there is the 11 weeks, and if it is 1.5 lower, then the 16-week, right? So which is the longest one, all right? Now, of course, you need to, in order to be eligible for the pre-sessional English, you would have to take at least the IELTS or the PTE or the TOEFL, yeah? And those who hold unconditional offers, let's say you've already met your English condition, and you're still welcome to register for the 6-week pre-sessional program, because you learn different aspects of how to perform well how to, write your answers better, how to write academic, how to write your academic writing better through the pre-sessional English. So that training is also given. So therefore, it's a useful short course to do. We also, that's right. Okay, so I think I've already dealt with that. So let's move on to summer schools. So summer schools these are our short programs, right? So we offer short summer courses to get a taste of university life and also to prepare for university. Okay, so for the 16 to 17-year-olds, we have something called the pre-university summer school, which are like 1-week sessions. And there are 3 such sessions you can choose from. It happens in July. And of course, there's a proper application process. There's an application fee. And there's a tuition fee, of course. And the undergraduate summer school is a 2-week program, which is for those who are at least at the university level. So when you're doing a bachelor's degree, you can opt for the undergraduate summer school. Okay. And these are very popular. It gets competitive even at the summer school level for Kings, because it's such a wonderful taste or glimpse, or a short experience of what it is to be taught by experts who are world-renowned experts, or what it is to study in a big university, or what it is to study in a city like London. And it really opens up a whole lot of ideas, and it gives you a whole lot of skills through the short summer course, right? So where undergraduate programs are concerned, we have 9 faculties. So there would be, in the interest of space on the slide, I've shortened it to 5 main teaching areas. So there, your sciences, your health, your politics and social sciences, law, management, and so on. You can see there's quite a range of subjects that we teach. We teach more than 150 courses at the undergraduate level. Most of these courses, at the undergrad level, are either 3 years, or some of them could be 4 years. Quite a few of them will include a study abroad year or an industry year. The students can apply for, degrees like MSci, or MEng. If they are applying for an engineering program, they can apply for an MEng, or a science program, they can apply for an MSci, which is an extra year. So it will be 4 years in place of 3 years, right? Where you are focusing more on research. And in case of medicine, MBBS, the duration of the course is, minimum duration is 5 years. It could also be 6 years if the student opts for an optional intercalated year. Okay, and if you look at the postgraduate programs, again, almost 200 programs that we offer. Majority of the courses are of 1 year. Some courses could be a little longer. It could be 15 months. It could be 18 months. Or if you're studying dentistry, then it could be even 3 years, right? Now, MSc courses or MA courses are 12 months, where there are 2 taught terms and 1 term is research. And in MRes, Master of Research, there will be an additional element of research, a longer period of research, right? So some courses which are like 16 months, there could be 6 months of research. So sometimes you offer an option. You can do an MSc in biomedical sciences research or an MRes in biomedical sciences research. The MSc will be 12 months and the MRes will be 16 months, okay? So similarly, there are other options also, which you would need to look up the website. Now, at King's, we always say, oh my God, it is so competitive. It's so difficult to get into King's and all that. So when we say that it is competitive, what do we actually mean? So if we take the UG courses, we have, we received about, for our for our 150 odd UG courses and for our 200 plus PG courses, we've received this many applications, almost 135,000 applications for 2022. But the interesting thing is that 50% of those are for our highly competitive programs. And, and 15% out of those 50% are really for our management and for our computer science and biomedical sciences, right? So it becomes very competitive for these group of programs that we offer, especially the King's Business School, Social Science, Public Policy courses, and Life Science Medicine courses. And again, from computer science, which has exponentially kind of become popular. So, so therefore, it is really important that if you're applying for some of the highly competitive programs, you put in a serious application, a strong application. And of course, even if the course is not as competitive as, let's say, a business management or a computer science, you still have to put in a strong application because we don't take any weak applicants. It's just that the competitive pool will be smaller. And in case of these top courses in popularity, the competitive pool is very, 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 very strong, right? So, so what do we look for? What do we look for in an application? So for bachelor's degrees, for undergraduate students rather, we look for either actual scores or predicted scores, right? Now, if you have your scores, great. If you don't, you're expecting your scores, that's fine. But we would have to assess your application on the basis of predicted scores, and you have to meet or exceed the entry requirements. If your predicted scores or your actual scores are not meeting the entry criteria, then you should not be applying to King's because it's so competitive. And of course, we look at your prior academic scores as well. So your GCSEs would be good, and your predicted scores, your reference will be taken into consideration. We will read your personal statement with a lot of interest. Personal statement is one-page short, concise essay that we look at, whether it's the UCAS essay or it's a postgraduate application. The essay is very important, where we want to see whether you are genuinely interested in the subject area that you're applying for, right? So aptitude tests are also a very big filter, but we need aptitude tests only for law. That's the LNAT at the undergrad level. And it's for medicine, we require the UCAT. And medicine also has another step, which is interviews. So some of the courses, some of the medical courses, some nursing courses would have interviews. Also, another aspect of medicine courses is that some work experience will also be required. So MBBS is a huge process, really. But majority of the courses, there is no aptitude test. There are no interviews. Work experience is not exactly required. The focus is on your predicted scores or your academic record, your reference, and the personal statement, right? And if you're applying for a postgraduate program, so along with your personal statement, some of the programs, we may ask for an additional writing sample, right? So that's mainly for some of the arts and humanities courses or a media and culture course. We may ask for additional writing sample. And if it is an MSc International Management that you're applying to, then if you are shortlisted, you could be shortlisted for a video assessment, right? So these are the exceptions. Again, the rest of the courses, it's mainly the personal statement and a reference and your scores. Okay. So if we look at foundation, just to give you a glimpse of the entry criteria. So where A levels, AS levels, IB diploma are concerned, these are the scores that we require for an engineering and mathematics pathway. So it's usually 3 Bs. An IB diploma, we would usually ask for 32 points overall. And we take into consideration the 3 HL subjects very, very carefully. So the 555 is what we look at. And in this case, we also require maths with an HL5. That is required. And if it is American high school diploma, then again, the GPA of 3.2 out of 4 is required, and 3.2 out of 4 in maths as well, right? So again, if you're doing the Lisa diplomacy, that's high school diploma in your country, then 70% in your finals and including 70% in maths is required for this particular pathway. Okay, so in other pathways, the math requirement may not be there at all. Okay, but the important thing is that the IELTS for UKVI is kind of mandatory. Yeah, so that is required. Now, so you have to, if you're applying for the foundation, then the IELTS or the PTE for UKVI, both are accepted, and certain scores are required. You know, we will not accept scores below 5 for certain extended foundations, and the King's International Foundation, we will not accept scores below overall 6 with no score below 5.5. Okay. The A levels and diploma, IB diploma students cannot progress to any law, medicine, dentistry, and management degrees. So this is also something that you need to look at. Okay. Now, where entry criteria, sorry. Okay, I don't know why it's slipping away. All right, so where undergraduate, entry criteria is concerned, A levels and IB, we look at 3 A levels, IB, we look at your HLs and your overall score. So overall score is usually 35 overall, and the HLs is usually either 766 or 776 or 3 6s, yeah. So it's either A star, A star, A star A, or A star AA, or 3 As. All right. So it's very important to look at the website for the exact entry criteria. And you should, like I said, if you match or exceed the entry criteria, only then you should be applying. So there's also a subject requirement, right? So the subject requirement, okay, the subject requirement is this, that you need maths for certain subjects, computer science, accounting and finance, economics and management require maths, general engineering, electronic engineering, biomedical engineering, physics, it requires maths, biology and chemistry may be required for, will be required for medicine and biochemistry. And again, they will be required for nutritional sciences, yeah. And psychology, we are okay with any one of the sciences or maths or psychology, and we require either A in that or a 6 in HL in that. I think I must have slipped the slides, so just to go back on the overall entry criteria, this was a slide where I was talking about overall entry criteria, where the range of A levels that we ask for, the range of IB scores that we ask for. And of course, we ask for subject-specific requirements as well. And this is the US qualifications that we also accept for direct year 1 entry, 5 APs or 3 APs in the ACT or SCTR, again, and various other combinations. Yeah, we've given some examples where, what sort of combinations can work. For example, BSc Computer Science will ask for, 555s in the 5 APs. And similarly, law, we will ask for 3 5s in 3 AP subjects, or maybe 1380 in SATR, or different combinations. So if you find it confusing now, don't worry. It's all there on the website. So look at it at your leisure. And this was a slide on subject requirements. So the examples of subject requirements I just mentioned already. So just do have a look again. The English language requirements for undergraduate courses or even postgraduate courses are there. So IELTS it could be 7 overall, 6.5 in each skill, or it could be 6.5 overall, 6 in each skill. TOEFL, 100 overall, 25 in writing, etc., etc. Those who are writing their, their IB diploma scores, if they have a high level 4 in English or standard level 5, then it should be fine. Okay. And the GCSE, those who have done the GCSE English language, they have a grade B or 6, then a further IELTS TOEFL Pearson test is not required. Okay. For postgraduate programs, so we either ask for an equivalent of High 2.1, UK's High 2.1, equivalent of UK's 2.1, or equivalent of UK's 2.2. So if it's international management that you're applying to, or any of the law LLM programs, or international relations, data science, or cultural and creative industries, and there will be other examples, we ask for an equivalent of UK's High 2.1. So in Turkey, it would be exact score of 3.25 at least out of 4. So this is the score that we would ask for these group of subjects. So another group of subjects, or like engineering with management or psychology courses, or let's say an MS in clinical research, we will ask for an equivalent of 2.1, which is 3.25 out of 4 GPA in Turkey. Okay, similarly, the equivalent to 2 is also mentioned here. Now, the English language test is compulsory again. So the IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, these are the ones which are recognized. You must have your scores, the scores that we ask for. Now, let's say you have given your IELTS and you've got 7 overall. However, in one skill, you've got a 6 and not 6.5 in each skill. We will not accept it. So you have to ensure that not only do you have 7 overall, but also 6.5 in each skill for, let's say, a course like international management. Now, a course like engineering with management, we will ask for 6.5 overall and 6 in each skill, but you must have that score, okay? Now, personal statement, it's essentially 5 choices, 1 personal statement. You can apply to 5 choices at one shot only. And therefore, 1 personal statement is read by all the 5 universities or whatever your university choice is. And for postgraduate courses, you must write, personal statements specific to that university. So if you write a generic personal statement and send it out to all 5 universities, for all the universities that you want to apply to, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6, or whatever, for King's, it will not work because we are looking for specific information, related to King's. Therefore, it's really important that you write personal statements tailored to the course that you are applying to for that particular university. Okay, so a personal statement is a very important document where your application documents are concerned. So we want to see why you've chosen the subject, what makes you suitable, what are your skills and competencies which make you suitable to study the subject. What have you, studied inside your curriculum, outside your curriculum? Maybe, you engage with the subject outside of your curriculum as well. That really shows that you are passionate and engaged with the subject. You are genuinely interested in the subject. And, if you're doing some extracurricular activities, is there any linkages, with the subject area that you are studying, any community service that you've done, which is, again, maybe you are using your skills or academic knowledge related to the subject in a voluntary service. If you can link it, if it's not necessary, but if there is a link, then that's great. And also, especially for postgraduate students, what is it that you want to do with the degree beyond your course? So that is very important. At the postgraduate level, we want to see clarity of thought and clarity of objective as to how this course is going to help you achieve your career objective, right? So at the undergrad level, not so much, because you're still exploring, you're still trying to figure out what your future looks like in terms of your academic or career, objectives and interests and so on. So, I mean, when you are kind of looking at, we're thinking about, what is it that I can include in my personal statement? You can talk about your participation and achievement, in various kinds of scholastic activities like reading, debating, or theological interest and so on. So if you're applying for, let's say an international relations course, and you've done an MUN, and you've won the best speaker award in an MUN competition, or you've done some mooting competitions and you won some award. These are good relevant achievements, good achievements to have. If you write very well, if you won an essay competition, and your course is such that it's good to have good writing skills, then that again works well. If you have participated in school activities or college or university activities, or in your community as well, so that is also interesting. And of course, I mean, if you're applying for a management course, and let's say communication skills are important in management, leadership skills are important. So you have that, and you can, you've done activities related to where your communication skills are tested, or it comes to the fore. That is something that you can talk about. Yeah. And if you want to study a course like law, let's say you've applied for LLB, but we need to understand the specific reasons to wanting to study English law, right? So some deep thought, well thought out reasons to wanting to study law, for example. And of course, medicine is so competitive. And now it's important to understand the academic rigor, the demands of studying a medicine program, the demands of a career in medicine. So if that also comes through the essay, that would be interesting, right? So some of you may be wanting to apply for PhD. PhD is a different application process altogether. And you need to search and contact the right academic first through the portal. So our research portal is KCL Pure. That's kclpure.kcl.ac.uk. So that is the portal where all the research is listed, and the supervisors' names are listed. So you need to the contacts of the supervisors are given. So you need to reach out to the supervisor with a very concise research proposal, and anything that is relevant that you want to convey. And of course, you need to email one supervisor at a time. You shouldn't be bombarding the entire department with emails to various supervisors. So that doesn't work, because the supervisors are always getting emails like this. So if your research proposal, whatever you have shared in an email stands out as something which he or she finds very interesting, and understands that you have a lot of caliber, then they will reply to you to say that your research seems very interesting. So why don't you now apply through the portal? So they will be happy to supervise. Once they have given their green signal that they're happy to supervise you, then only you should submit a formal application through the agent portal. Through the application portal. So applications for PhD is kind of all around the year. There are various entry points, about 4 of them in Jan, April, June, and September. Okay. So we do have residences which are managed by King's College London. So there are 10 halls of residences. And if you apply within the deadline, then you're guaranteed accommodation, definitely in the first year. And of course, you have to, for the postgraduate offer holders, they will have to hold firm offers. That means they have paid their deposit, right? And at the undergrad level, again, you have to select King's as your firm choice. Yeah, of course, for undergrad students, you don't pay your deposit then, you pay deposit later once you have unconditional offer. So slightly different over there. However, essentially, you have to choose King's as your firm, whether you're undergraduate, whether you're postgraduate, in order to apply for accommodation. And we also have accommodation which is intercollegiate, means the University of London institutions, students live kind of together. Let's say you can live with students from LSE or Imperial, UCL, and so on. So that group of accommodation is also available. And there's also private accommodation. So whatever suits you, I mean, you can do whatever you want. You can choose. I mean, they're all good. They all have their bit of pros and cons here and there. Whatever seems most appealing to you, as per your budget, the facilities that you want, there are various options available. All right, so tuition fees for this year, it changes every year, obviously. It increases every year. So tuition fees, it has a bit of a range. So it could be somewhere between, £23,000 something to almost £50,000, depending on the course that you're going to apply to. So £23,000 will be your non-lab courses, let's say arts and humanities courses. And those and some of the courses which are non-lab may also be more expensive. The lab-based courses or management courses will be around £30,000 or so. However, at the postgrad level, the business school courses are much more expensive. They could be £33,000, £34,000, £35,000. Finance courses are on the higher range. And medicine, of course, medicine, dentistry, they are more expensive, around the £47,000, £48,000 range. There's a living expense of about £15,000 per annum, because it's central London. £15,000, £16,000 is what you should budget. Now, it means living in central London is about £2,000-3,000 more expensive than living outside of central London. So that you have to take into consideration. And some of the scholarships that we had this year, we had at the undergrad level, we don't have that many scholarships. However, we had scholarships for geography, for global health and social medicine, and environmental science. These are part scholarships, which are split over 3 years. For foundation also, we had scholarships. We offered £10,000 scholarships. And at the postgrad level, the management courses have scholarships. So those who have offers, only they can apply. The deadline, therefore, is quite late. The 30th of June is the deadline. And it is up to £10,000. And all the courses within the business school are open for these scholarships. And another course like Global Health and Social Justice also offers this scholarship. Of course, you had to apply for the course by 31st of March. So every scholarship will have its terms and conditions and deadlines and so on and so forth. But do have a look at the external scholarships as well. Whatever scholarship that you get externally is fine with King's. Do have of course, the British Council website will have information scholarships. Any good. You will not find a consolidated list of scholarships in one place. Therefore, it is important to kind of search around in different websites for scholarships. I mean, I'm guessing Google is the best place to search for as many UK scholarships as possible. Right. So I'm really finished here with my presentation. I hope it wasn't too long. So I think I finished within time. So I'm happy to take some questions if there's time for that. Yeah. Okay, so I'm getting some questions on LLM, right? So what are the qualifications to apply for LLM? Like I mentioned, we are looking at your GPA. Yeah, if we just go back to the entry criteria slide. Oops. Right. So if you look at the LLM, I've mentioned LLM courses here. So we are looking at a GPA of 3.25 in your bachelor's degree from Turkey. And we are looking at very good personal statement. And for LLM courses, we don't even ask for a reference letter, right? So it is just your scores. Therefore, we ask for, all 3 years or 4 years of your degree, whatever you have studied, all the score sheets we would look at, and an overall score of 3.25 out of 4 is what we would look at. The personal statement needs to be 1 page short and crisp and to the point, written from, written with a mature approach, right? Because you are applying at a postgraduate level in one of the best law schools in the world. So too many applications. So, just highlight the right points, and no reference at all. And of course, the English language, IELTS or TOEFL or PTE, they are not assessed. The English language tests are not assessed. You just have to have the right scores. If you don't have the right scores, we will not accept you. So therefore, as long as you have 7 overall, 6.5 in IELTS or 100 in TOEFL, etc., we are happy with that. Okay. So what would be your advice on making a student resume stand out for a high school student wanting to study finance at King's College, London? Okay. So we don't ask for a resume. You can't kind of upload a resume as such at the bachelor's level. I mean, in a postgraduate application, you can upload a resume if you have, if you want to showcase your work experience. It's fine. It's not a mandatory document, but if you want, you can upload it. Now, at the bachelor's level, at the undergraduate level, what we're looking for is your personal statement, which you will write through your UCAS application. Now, what do we like I was mentioning, that we want to see engagement and passion, competency, skills related to the subject area. So let's say you want to study finance. Okay, fine. Maybe you are doing some modules in economics, finance in your curriculum. However, are you also doing things beyond it? Maybe you follow the Financial Times newspaper, you make your notes, you assess it, you follow the trends, you follow the world kind of financial issues. There are so many lectures on YouTube, so many professors, the best of lecturers are on YouTube giving talks on the economy now, in 10 years, in 20 years, financial problems, the US economy, ups and downs, banks collapsing or whatever. So you are kind of assessing that, you are kind of analyzing that maybe, and you are deriving some sort of perspectives, some sort of insights from the research that you're doing. So that will be something interesting that we would like to see, because that shows that you are you're following your passion. You're so interested in finance that you are going beyond your curriculum to kind of learn a little more about the subject area, right? So you are learning something which is of value. I mean, if you just read the newspaper or read some books and not really think about it or analyze it or kind of do anything else about it, then it is difficult to understand that are you really immersed in it. So we like students who are quite engaged and quite immersed and quite passionate about their subject area. Those are the kind of students that we try to spot. Okay. And do I need to have a bachelor degree in law to apply for LLM? Yes. So for LLM programs, your bachelor's degree should have at least 70% law modules, right? So if whatever is your degree that you're pursuing, if it has 70% law, then it should be fine. Okay. And of course, the scores need to be there. And we also have a 2-year kind of law practice program where it is open to students who don't have an LLB background. So it kind of trains you to have a career in law as a solicitor and so on and so forth. So that is another course that you can look at. If you don't want to study, if you don't have a bachelor's degree in law, if you don't have an LLB degree, yet you want to be part of the law fraternity, law careers, and so on, then it's a 2-year program. It's law, legal, it's legal practice and professional legal law, professional practice, and so on. I mean, it has a bit of a longish name. So that is a course that you need to apply to. Okay, I got an offer for banking, finance, postgraduate program, which I have already diploma, which has 3.15 CGPA, but in conditions, yeah, 3.2. However, I have already uploaded my diploma. Okay. So, this particular question, do you mean that you have an offer for banking and finance, and you've already completed your diploma with a 3.15, but you have a condition which says that you need to have 3.25 CGPA, right? So, so maybe there has been some sort of a misunderstanding from the admissions perspective. I don't know. So I have to obviously figure it out, I have to understand your particular case with admissions. So maybe they were not clear that this is your final, that you've already finished your diploma. So possibly that's why a conditional offer was made. But in that case, you can write to me. I think I can, if you can just make a note of my email ID, and I can help clarify that. Or you can, what you can do is, you can write through the portal. Do write through the portal to seek clarification. I think that's the best thing to do. Yeah. Do you waive the postgraduate tuition fee for Jean Monnet scholars, since the scholarship only provides 20,000 euros? We don't waive tuition fees. Yeah, I have not come across any case where we have waived off tuition fees, where you have got part scholarships. So the rest of the fees need to be paid, as far as I understand. Of course, again, you can make this query through the portal, but in my years at King's, I have not come across any situation where the tuition fees have been waived, where you have got partial scholarship. Do we have to pass university entrance exam in Turkey for bachelor degree courses? No. I'm not sure what you mean by university entrance exams in Turkey. However, you need your IB A-levels and any other degree that you're doing. Those need to be completed to apply. If you're applying for law, you have to write the LNAT. If you're applying for medicine, you have to do the UCAT. So there is no other entrance test that we look at. Is it possible credit transferring from a university from Turkey for a bachelor's degree? No, we don't do credit transfers. We don't do credit transfers. However, in certain courses only, and none of them are the popular ones like management or computer science and so on. In certain courses only, you can do a year 2 transfer. Yeah, you can transfer if you have finished 2 years here and you want a year 2 transfer. In certain courses, it's possible. Okay, lots of questions are coming in. Okay, so the questions are over, I'm guessing. I can't see any further questions.
Yes, so it looks like you covered all of the questions, Dolan.
Have I? Okay.
Yes, thank you very much for the presentation. It was very informative for the attendees. And thank you for your answers too. Also, if you could share an email address on the chat box, the participants can contact you later.
Sure. So I'll just to everyone. Okay. So this is my email ID. Oh, I can see some questions in the chat as well. Okay. Yeah. So if I may just answer this question regarding foundation. So foundation, yes. I mean, what percentage of foundation students who continue their education at King's? Well, I would say about 90% or so they continue. And foundation students progress to other universities? Yes, they can progress to other universities. So King's Foundation is recognized by most of the other universities. Sorry, yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. It was very informative for the attendees. And I would also like to thank the participants in Turkish as well. Katıldığınız için teşekkür ederiz arkadaşlar. Umarım sizin için de faydalı bir webinar olmuştur. Başka sorularınız olursa Dolan'la direkt iletişime geçebilmeniz için mailini chat kısmından paylaştı. Bir sonraki webinarımızda görüşmek üzere. Thank you very much again, Dolan. It was a pleasure to have you in IEFT Talks.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.